Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Now, The Hunt Palmer Show.
Waiting to rise again.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show. Brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
This is the moment you've all been waiting for.
Locking down the middle of the day. Live from the Raising Cane studio. This is Hunt Palmer.
Hour 2, Football Friday edition of the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp. One more hour to go here on the Hunt Palmer Show this week. Fired up, you're here with us. Hopefully that work week's in the rearview mirror. If not, we will get you to the finish line. I think for most of you, the work week really hasn't been going on for the last 2 days. You're not paying attention. You're listening to us. You're refreshing Twitter. You're on the message boards. You're not doing squat at work, so just leave. Like I'm just suggesting you just walk out. I hope you won't be terminated for that. There may be some of you that just took the day off today because you knew you weren't going to get any work done. You're just staring at the computer. That's okay. We're here for you. I appreciate it. We have a situation that I want to address here that has nothing to do with Lane Kiffin, nothing to do with LSU Western Kentucky, nothing to do with Saints Panthers. Flight by Yingling, delicious beer. Official sponsor of Take It or Leave It, gave us some beers when they jumped on the show. We appreciate that. Delicious beers. A lot of them went home with me, went home with some of the sales staff, went home with some of the production staff. But there have been 3 cans in this bucket on set for months, dating back to, I think, May. We've had 3 cans of beer in this bucket. Wednesday, there were only 2. Somebody procured one of these cans, and it's no longer with us. Well, today, we go to the closet and grab this bucket out. There's no beers left. Some savage went in the closet and procured the 2 other beers. They took this first beer, took it home, made it cold, knocked it down, went, this is delicious. I think there's 2 more in the closet. And they came back 2 days later and took the other one.
Yeah.
Savages. I know how this place operates for Haldane on Friday, Foodie Friday. At like 8:40, he's done with whoever's down there on Talk 107.3, and everyone he goes down there and starts looking around the corner to see what goodies are there. We had the potluck yesterday for everyone brought some food. That stuff was devoured in 20 seconds. They're taking the beers out of the closet now.
Yeah.
We need to launch an investigation.
No, for real. I'm just more joked out the fact you said there was 2 yesterday. That means that they came back and was like, yep, I got it.
It was one of those deals where you try it, you think, okay, I think I can get away with this.
Yeah.
They've been in the closet for 4 months.
Look, I'm going to be real. I didn't even know those were drinkable. That's how long they've been sitting in that
beers.
can.
They've been sitting there. I pick one up every day to make sure I have the right numbers for calories and carbs. I haven't memorized. It's been 4 months.
I'm real. I just can't believe you said.
Who's your top suspect?
Top suspect. Will have to be somebody here late. Nah, I can't. It can't be. Can't be.
Who's your suspect?
I mean, it had to be one of the AFR guys. They're the ones who just
Musso
late.
is chief suspect number 1?
It's either the AFR guys or it's the OTB crew.
Coming in early?
It's coming in here. We're here in the middle of the day. So it's either you're here late or you're here early. So it's like, that's the only options I could think of.
Maybe Alondra coming back from Nashville had the hangover going. They've been partying up there along with their work, and she thought, I might just grab one of these Flight by Yinglings, knock it down during the morning show.
Don't even cool it down, just straight up to the dome.
Shotgunning it.
Straight dome.
We got to get on this case. Somebody in this building is stealing the beers that were supposed to be on this set, and now I got no beers. I got a great koozie here, got the bucket. I got no beers.
They should have just left the cans then. If you're going to drink, just bring the cans back so we can stuff them up or something.
Maybe one of those sales. I know those sales folks over there. They like to get their hands on some free stuff. I'm not ruling them out over there either. All right. Let's just talk about this. SEC picks against the spread. It's not going well. It's not going well. 1-5 last week. Season-long total, 37-51. We're 14 games under 500. That's bad, and we can't catch up. It's over. We can't get to 500. But we can make our picks, and we can do so with dignity, pride, and class. And that's what we're going to do. 11 o'clock, ABC. Missouri is at Oklahoma. The Sooners are a 6.5-point favorite. Coming back home, a hero's welcome. They went to, what's that called? That's Knoxville and won. Then they went to Tuscaloosa and won. Now they're coming home. They're 4th in the country in run defense. Missouri is 6th in the country in rushing offense. Hardy ran for 3 bills last week on Mississippi State. But I think Oklahoma can slow that down. Missouri's not just going to be able to run it down Oklahoma's throat in Norman. Zollers, who's filling in for Beulah, is not throwing for squat. 112 last week, 77 the week before that. I don't think Missouri can score enough if they can't run it enough. I don't think they can run it enough. I don't think they can cover. Oklahoma minus the 6.5. Give me the Sooners. I think they may be going to the playoffs. We'll see if LSU can do something about it in 2 weeks. I don't feel great about that. All right, 11:45 SEC Network. Charlotte is at Georgia. Charlotte, the 49ers. What do we know about the 49ers? Well, we know that they're 1-9, and their only win this year is against Monmouth. However, I listen to Phil Steele every single Friday on After Further Review. Phil Steele says Georgia never covers when they're a monster favorite. Well, does 44.5 qualify? I think it does.
Monster.
Sounds like he's going against Kirby, going against Georgia. I guess I'll take Charlotte, the 49ers, the 1-9 49ers, plus 44.5. 2:30 ESPN, Kentucky at Vanderbilt. Biggest home Vandy game since when? They got the playoffs on the line. They're an 8.5-point favorite. Kentucky has won 3 straight games, by the way. And in those 3 games, they've only allowed a total of 20 points. This, to me, is a time of possession game. These teams want to run it. They don't want to go fast. They're not tempo teams. They want to grind it out. And I think that lends itself to the underdog. It's going to be a low-scoring game. Run the football, run the clock, keep it close, maybe a turnover here or there. I don't like betting on Kentucky because I think Kentucky stinks out loud. But they're getting 8.5 points. And I think Kentucky will cover that in an ugly, ugly football game between 2 teams that don't have a ton of talent. Vanderbilt, if they win this game, they go to Knoxville next week with a shot at the playoffs on the line. Crazy stuff for Clark Lee and Vanderbilt. 3:15 SEC Network. Coastal Carolina is at South Carolina. The Chanticleers, I know them well. Saw them play 2 games in Omaha. They went beautifully in those 2 games. I loved watching them play. It was quite a delight in Nebraska. That was baseball. This is football. So this is South Carolina. I don't know how they get off the mat. They've lost 7 of their last 8, and they choked on applesauce in a way that was indescribable last week in College Station. How in the world can you show up for practice on Tuesday after you do that in College Station? I don't know. I don't know. They're 24.5-point favorites in this game. Coastal can run the ball a little bit. I don't know that South Carolina is going to score 35 points in this game. I think this is pretty easy. Give me the Chanticleers to cover 24.5 against a team that has got to have checked out on Shane Beamer. After that last week, come on, man. Give me the Chanticleers. 6:30 ABC night game, Tennessee at Florida. This is weird in November. I guess LSU in Florida kind of took this one's place. This is a September game. This has been a September game for a long time. They move it back toward the end of the season. Tennessee has not won in Gainesville since 2003. It's been a full Cassie lifetime since Tennessee won in Gainesville.
2003.
I was a sophomore in high school. Remember it well. Fighting Tigers, national champs that year. Love to see it. That's in the rivalry. Tennessee's only won 3 of the last 20 total.
What?
They just don't handle Florida at all. Now, these 2 pass defenses stink. The Vols are the worst in the SEC. Florida is 12th in the SEC in completion percentage allowed. Bad pass defenses. The difference is Tennessee really throws it well. They can beat Florida with that. Florida can't throw the ball. DJ Lagway, I think Tennessee goes to Gainesville and gets this monkey off their back. Give me Tennessee minus the 4.5. There is nothing in recent history that suggests that's a good play. Yeah. But again, I'm the worst gambler who potentially has ever lived. So here I am making another bad play. I'll take it. Vols minus 4.5. Maybe it's one of those games, you know how you exercise the demons in a game and you just blow the doors off somebody?
Yeah.
This might be it. Vols by 20.
Man.
Florida doesn't have a coach.
They don't. But also they played Ole Miss pretty well.
They did.
Play Ole Miss pretty well.
They were auditioning for what they thought was going to be their next coach.
Thought Lane was coming.
It was an audition. No such luck. Everybody in Gainesville's doing the same thing all my listeners are doing. They're refreshing Twitter, trying to figure out who they're going to hire. They're getting meetings with John Summerall. They're canceling meetings with John Summerall. They don't care about this game. How many people are going to be in Ben Hill Griffin Stadium? 11?
11.
Come on. Vols, -4.5. Give it to me.
Oh man, I hate to buy into the fade Hunt. I might have to fade you on that one because once you brought up
If
those
you had faded me for 13 weeks, you'd be rich.
Yeah,
you wouldn't
you're
be
right.
here.
You're right. Hey, but look. Once you said those historical stats about it, that's why I was like, ooh, okay, well, But I do see a world where they do go there, get the monkey off their back, and right their wrongs, and extradite, get rid of that demon. But at the same time, man, I don't think Florida's playing that bad unless they play one of those upper echelon teams. I don't think Tennessee.
Florida got beat by Kentucky by 9,000.
Yeah, that was nasty. That was a nasty loss.
Kentucky.
Yeah, that's extremely nasty. But Kentucky been playing some good ball lately.
Oklahoma -6. Charlotte, the 1-9 49ers, +44.5.
Yeah,
Kentucky +8.5. Coastal Carolina +24.5. Vols -4.5. I have wagered on Coastal Carolina, Mark Stoops' awful Kentucky team, and Charlotte, who is unconscionably bad. That feels great.
I can't wait till next week to see what you think about Vanderbilt versus Tennessee. That's what I want to see.
Here's what the line is. We'll see. I'll get it wrong. Don't worry.
I'll
miss it. I'll lose it. We might get 20 games under 500 at this rate.
Oh, hold on.
It's possible.
No, let's not do that. Let's not put the bad in the air.
I can't help it.
Unfortunately, Hunt, the numbers don't lie. I can't even hype you up. The numbers do not lie.
And people may say, man, I feel so bad for your kids. You're gambling away their entire life. Nope, I don't put a single dollar on it because I know I suck. Self-awareness, very important.
Yes.
Take a timeout, come back, talk some LSU Western Kentucky next.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
Genesis of Baton Rouge, genesisofbatonrouge.com. They don't suck. They're awesome. Genesis of Baton Rouge is great. They're on airline at PQ. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, you're probably going to be on airline. Just take one more stop at PQ. Stop on by and see this incredible line of vehicles. I'll take you one further. If you've got a road trip coming up for Thanksgiving next week, got a road trip coming up for Christmas, and you don't want to put those miles on your vehicle, plus just want to see what Genesis is all about, perfect. Get a rental. Short-term rental. Drive your family around. GV80 is an awesome road trip vehicle. And see the difference in Genesis. It's a luxury brand at a reasonable price. You will see that luxury brand up close and personal if you get a rental from Genesis of Baton Rouge. The entire fleet is online at genesisofbatonrouge.com, including all the pictures, all the pricing, all the information. It's all there. It's genesisofbatonrouge.com. Airline of PQ. It's Genesis of Baton Rouge.
This is the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
I am chuckling to myself here. Somebody just sent me a screenshot of a Tiger Droppings thread with my name on it that said, Hunt just said his phone is blowing up and then went to break. It's happening. I've got a little bit of disappointing news for those of you out there. That was my wife and her friends arranging a brunch in December in New Orleans. It doesn't have a lot to do with the coaching search. I think there might be shrimp and grits involved, potentially a mimosa or two. I'd love it if there was a cold beer involved as well. Not a lot of Lane Kiffin news. My phone was blowing up. There was like 14 texts. They were all back and forth about reservations, times, places we might go, whether or not the kids could get babysitters. It was blowing up. I wasn't lying. It just didn't have anything to do. That's the point. Like this, everyone's losing their minds over this, and I get it. I understand. It's something that we talked about 2 weeks ago, like internally here. There's nothing that really generates as much excitement as a football coaching search. It surpasses a national championship game in terms of interest because the national championship game doesn't leave a lot of intrigue. You know who's playing, you know when it is, you know what that team's good at, you know what that team's good at, you know that, like, it doesn't give a lot of intrigue. This is the unknown, and everybody's waiting, and they don't know when it's coming or what's coming, and I mean, I saw Shea Dixon of the Bengal Tiger on 3 just said their thread that's been going for a few days has 2 million views. I got 2 million. That's a lot. That's a lot of views. So we understand that everything we say is being listened to. We understand y'all are taking this very seriously. We are too. I didn't mean to mislead you grossly in that instance. My phone was blowing up. I said my phone's blowing up. We'll see what happens after the break. It was brunch talk. I apologize. I'm looking forward to the brunch. It should be a lovely brunch. It's not going to impact LSU's football team in the next 5 or 8 years significantly. I wouldn't suggest. So let's move a little bit forward. I'll kind of reset things if you're tuning in. Like, well, what's going on with the coaching search? This got a lot of attention too. I've gotten texts about this. I said at the top of the show that everyone is essentially on the same page that Keith Carter and Lane Kiffin have a meeting today. It was reported it was at 8:15. Some people are now saying that meeting was at noon. My contention was and I said this at the top of the show, it had nothing to do with reporting, nothing to do with inside sources, just connecting very easy dots because we see extensions signed all the time. My suggestion was if Keith Carter went in there to Lane Kiffin and laid out Ole Miss's case in whatever way that was, maybe it was just hearing Lane. I don't even know what they said in the meeting. I'm not in the meeting. But if the decision was made in the course of that meeting that, hey, we need a decision, and Lane's decision was to stay at Ole Miss, my contention was at the top of the show that you would get a signature and then a big tweet out from Lane, Keith, Ole Miss football, Ole Miss athletics, whatever. That would mushroom cloud, and that would be it. I didn't get the sense, just in knowing how these things work, that if Lane Kiffin and Keith Carter met at noon and Lane told Keith Carter at 1:15, hey, I'm going to LSU, or even, hey, I'm going to Florida at 1:15, like that would not immediately go out, right? It would not be something that Ole Miss, who had that information, were going to put out, so that was going to take some time. So my initial assertion at the top of the show was, if something happens while I'm on the air, while the Hunt Palmer show is on Friday, I don't think that bodes well for LSU. If things drag and then something leaks later in the day or Saturday or Sunday, that probably benefits LSU. Ole Miss will rush good news to the presses. They want this to stop desperately. They get bad news in that meeting, they're not rushing to the presses. So that's my contention, what I said at the top of the show. And I think that's an innocuous way to put things. I don't think I'm breaking any news here. I think that all makes a lot of sense. I'm just trying to tell y'all where I am on reading these tea leaves. You're reading on the internet that Florida's got a little bit of confidence. You've got some Ole Miss folks saying there's not a lot of confidence there. Baton Rouge has been feeling confident for the last 48 hours, I would submit. But nothing's happened. I did enjoy a piece that I don't know where he writes. Is he with the Jackson Clarion Letter? I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. But it was a really good piece. One of the Ole Miss beat writers went to hot yoga this morning with Lane Kiffin. Not with him. He went to the hot yoga class that Lane Kiffin goes to. And they paid their $5 and got their mat. It was at 6:30 this morning. And he didn't go there to badger Lane. He just went there to write the story of what Lane Kiffin was doing that day. It's a really well-written piece. Sam Hutchins is the writer. And I can't remember what paper he's with, if he's with Jackson or Memphis or if he's with one of the online sources. I'm not sure. But Sam Hutchins wrote it. He went and talks about how Lane does his normal thing. And then Lane Kiffin had said in a press conference once upon a time that he loves hot yoga first to start the day because it's the hardest thing he does all day. And the end of the story that Sam writes is they were going to dump their towel in the trash on the way out. And he said, is this the hardest thing you'll do all day? And Lane looked at him and said, well, we'll see. Not the way my days have been going lately. And then that's the end of the story. It's really well written. I thought it was a great piece of journalism. He wasn't there to badger Lane. He just made one innocuous comment at the towel rack and then moved on and wrote the story. And Lane went on to work. And here we are. I guess that was 8 hours ago. What great math by me on the clock. But I thought it was a well-done piece. Not much has emerged. And I don't know when that answer's coming. I wish I could tell you when I thought it was, but I don't know that. We will certainly let you know if we do. My assertion at 1:03 when my show started was that Matt would have more between 3 and 6 than I do from 1 to 3, unless Ole Miss got their guy. It's 2:23. We don't have that. So we continue to push forward, and I'll move over briefly here to LSU in Western Kentucky, which I know is not at the top of all of your minds, but there is a football game Saturday night in Death Valley. This is a Western Kentucky team that has an identity on offense. They are an air raid offense. They love to throw the football. They're in the top 15 in the country in passing attempts. They're in the top 10 in the country in passing offense. They lost their starting quarterback, and they'll go with a backup. But the backup last week threw for 330-plus yards and 3 touchdowns. So this is going to be a game where you're going to see a lot of action for Mansour Delane. One, I'm hoping he gets a pick. I'm trying to get that Thorpe board nailed down. I'm hopeful that shows up. Love to see action for DJ Pickett and PJ Woodland. But as I said in my first segment today, like we were talking about Harlem Berry, and I'm going, I really want to see him go nuts, and I'm hopeful that he's LSU's lead back next year, but I can't promise that because the transfer portal has a way of doing things. I'm hopeful that DJ Pickett and PJ Woodland are back next year, and I've never heard anyone tell me that they're not going to be back. I think it would help if Corey Raymond was back, candidly. But this is going to be a big game for them. They're going to be tasked with playing a lot of press coverage. They're going to be tasked with the ball in the air a lot. They're going to be tasked, quite frankly, with a lot of tackling in this game because Western Kentucky completes a lot of passes around the line of scrimmage, a lot of drags, a lot of things, a lot of screens, and they force your DBs to come up and tackle. And oftentimes, Conference USA DBs will miss tackles, and they create a lot of big plays with the catch and run. You want DJ Pickett and PJ Woodland to step up and tackle. And candidly, like, they're not the biggest guys in the country. Now, they're plenty size to deal with Conference USA wide receivers, but I'm curious to watch them play on Saturday night. I'm hopeful they're the two guys that are starting next year against Clemson. And this is a big step for them because the ball is going to be in the air a lot. I don't think Western Kentucky is going to be chucking it at Mansour Delane, but I sure hope they do. I want more Thorpe Awards in that trophy case. I want DBU to re-become the fabric of LSU football, in the fabric of LSU football. And Corey Raymond's the guy to do that. He has done it, and I think Mansour Delane deserves it. I can tell you this. I expect the ball to be in the air 40, 45 times for Western Kentucky on Saturday. That's a lot of opportunities to tip one in the air, a lot of opportunities to make a play on the ball, a lot of opportunities to make tackles. And I'm hopeful that Mansour Delane, DJ Pickett, and PJ Woodland are able to do that on Saturday night. When it comes to the safeties, I think those guys have played great football all year. I think that LSU matches up really well in this game. I'm not going to go too deep into matchups with Western Kentucky, and it's just not something that anyone wants to talk about because it's a Conference USA team at the end of your schedule. But that part of the game, Western Kentucky's strength is going against LSU's strength, and I want to see those guys play well. The other piece to this, and I spoke to Aman Anand earlier today, who's LSU's senior special teams analyst. He coaches the special teams, and he's dealt with Damian Ramos this year. But Damian Ramos has LSU's scoring record all time. He has LSU's field goal record all time. He holds the record for most consecutive extra points made. The one kicking record that he has left in his sights is Colt David's all-time extra points mark. He's 6 short right now. And you look at Oklahoma, and there's only 3 teams in the country, I should say, that allow fewer touchdowns than Oklahoma this year. That's going to be a tough assignment for LSU, likely with a backup quarterback going to Norman to score 4 or 5 touchdowns. The 4 or 5 need to come in this game so that the 1 or 2 can come in the next game so you can get that 6. I would assume pretty strongly that Damian Ramos would play in LSU's bowl game. I don't know that. Anyone could opt out. His risk of injury is fairly minimal. Yeah, you plant that leg and somebody comes in diving, you can have something go wrong. You can Martin Gramatica it and jump in the air and tear the ACL, obviously. I'm not trying to speak that into existence. I shouldn't have said that. It's my bad. Just trying to make a joke. Bad joke. But Damian Ramos, I would figure, could play in the bowl game at kicker. And I'm hopeful that he can get those 6 extra points because that's a guy who's been a really good kicker for LSU, who's got a lot of records to his name, who we spoke with last week and was just incredibly candid and great to talk to, and just a guy that I pull for off the field and now on the field. And I'm hopeful that he can get those 6 extra points. It's going to be tough in Norman next week, but you would think in 3 games he could get 6 extra points. I would love for LSU to put 4 or 5 touchdowns on the board in this game on Saturday night so that he could get 4 or 5 extra points and perhaps break that record in Norman. That would be really cool. It's not something that we pay a lot of attention to. We're looking at Garrett Nussmeier climbing up the LSU passing charts, and I thought second place was really a possibility for Garrett Nussmeier. It looks like he's going to come up just a little bit short because of the injury, but Ramos is right there, and he can absolutely make a push for that, so hopefully he does that as well. So kind of broken this game down as many ways as I think it's reasonable to. I want to see LSU run the football against a terrible run defense. I want to see LSU's young DBs play tough against an air raid offense. And I want to see Damian Ramos kick extra points. No red zone field goals in this game. I don't want to see him. LSU settled for way too many of those this year. Hopefully they can punch it in for 6 in the game on Saturday night. Still no news on the Lane Kiffin watch. We got 30 minutes left to go. We'll come back, play some Take It or Leave It. My LSU and Western Kentucky pick is coming up at the end of the show. Stick with us. The Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
All right, my last time telling you. Swing Easy Golf Club in Baton Rouge, 11 o'clock on Sunday. The Saints are late. This is before the Saints kick off. I'll be at Swing Easy Golf Club in Baton Rouge. I'm trying to make a hole-in-one on number 7 at Pebble Beach, one of the most famous holes in golf, 103 yards. We'll have it set up. We'll be streaming live on our Watch 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel. You can check that out there. But what you need to do right now, if you want to win 104.5 ESPN swag bag, you want to win hoops tickets, you want to win a 2-hour session at Swing Easy, go on our Instagram or Facebook page, one or the other, 104.5 ESPN, Instagram or Facebook, and enter how many shots you think it will take me to win a hole, to get a hole-in-one. You can see a demo shot in the post. You can take a look at that and see what you think. It's a 100-yard shot. Not close, but I think I can make one. I may be an idiot. We'll see on Sunday. You're welcome to come out to Swing Easy. They got cold beers there. They got seating. You can come hang with us, or you can watch us live, or you can just enter and see if you win. We'll contact you when that comes. But it's 11 o'clock on Sunday, Swing Easy Golf Club in Baton Rouge. Very much looking forward to getting out there and hitting some golf shots. Hopefully it's more like 300 golf shots and not 5,000 golf shots. But we'll see. Swing Easy Golf Club, Segan at Perkins, SwingEasyGCBR.com.
You're listening to The Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Corks, Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp.
Friday show is brought to you by Corks, Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Got a hankering for a po' boy. Big jumbo shrimp po' boy. Nothing better than that. Corks has a phenomenal po' boy. Jumbo golden fried shrimp. Got the lettuce, tomato. Mayo is my preference. I feel like that's pretty generally accepted. Some people are weird about mayonnaise. I got to have mayo on the po' boy. Tell me you got mayo on your po' boys.
No, sir.
Oh, my goodness gracious. You got some kind of condiment on there?
It depends on, like, if it's a hamburger po' boy or hot sausages, I may have a little mayo, but shrimp, no, I can't do that.
Just doing it dry?
Oh, no. I mean, I got, like, cheese. I got, like, definitely cheese on my shrimp po' boy, yes.
That's okay. I'm fine with that.
I'm about to say yes. Little ketchup, little lettuce.
Okay, ketchup's fine.
Yeah, a little ketchup, lettuce. That's all I need, really.
I don't need a sandwich with no mayonnaise.
Maybe
It
hot
just doesn't
sauce.
happen.
Maybe hot sauce.
Cassie, I think, is trying to chime in here.
I also put mayonnaise on my.
Gotta have
On
mayo.
your shrimp po' boys.
I do.
Of
Oh
course.
my lord, what is going on here?
Mayo is the best.
It's cool.
I don't want to see it made, but I want to eat it.
It's like that cousin you see every now and then. You're like, oh, he is cool. I remember him, but it ain't like I ain't trying to hang with you all the time.
Gotta
but
have it.
you're cool.
Gotta have it. All right. I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it is. So let's play Take It or Leave It.
Mayonnaise.
Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it.
Presented to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer, crafted by America's oldest brewery. Today's hottest stories in sports, news, and sometimes even Hunt's life. The question is, will he take them or leave them?
One of the scoundrels in this building is drinking a Flight by Yingling right now because they stole it off our set. 3 beers gone. You can have one too, and you won't have to steal it from our set. Just go pick one up because it's delicious. It's light. It's refreshing. It's Friday. It's time for a Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. You're talking about 95 calories, 2.6 carbs. Didn't even need the can for that, which I usually rely on. But I remembered. That's what it is. It's awesome. Oldest brewery in America. Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
All right, let's kick this bad boy off with flight tracking. Take it or leave it.
I got to leave it. Y'all got to chill with the flight tracking. Y'all were freaking out today. Somebody had the ultimate troll. Matt's reported on this, but y'all were all freaking out. There was a Baton Rouge plane that went to Oxford, and then it was leaving Oxford, and it was headed for Gainesville, and then it didn't go to Gainesville, and it came back to Baton Rouge, and apparently it was some guy going to get a dog. And he knew y'all were going to be tracking his flight, because you know every time somebody goes from Baton Rouge to Mississippi, in the next 5 minutes, everybody's freaking out about it. So he put Gainesville in the flight plans to just screw with y'all, and you all fell for it. Y'all need to get some work done. Don't do that. Don't look at the flight tracker. They're going to be better than that. That was a pretty aggressive move by the Kiffins to blatantly fly out of Oxford.
Yeah.
But that's nobody's hiring Lane Kiffin today, okay? They're not flying to Oxford to go get Lane Kiffin today, okay? So just get off the flight tracker. It's going to be on Twitter. Twitter is where this is going to happen. I'm just telling y'all.
I just want to know how you're going to say people have to get work done. When you told everybody in the start of the segment just to leave work, everybody just leave. Like, who cares? Well,
because you were freaking out about the flight trackers at work, so I know you're not doing anything, so then you got to just leave.
Just leave there at that point.
I gave up.
Okay.
Y'all are tanking the economy.
Yeah.
Looking at flight trackers. Get out of here with that, people. You're better than that. Maybe you're not better than that.
Nah, people got a lot of free time. Lincoln Riley and USC will stun Oregon and Eugene on Saturday. Take it or leave it.
I will leave it.
Ooh.
Leave it alone.
Hester thinks they're physical. I think they're pretty physical, too. And Oregon, by the way, has beat up on some bad teams. They played some good teams. They've won some really close games. This doesn't feel like last year's Oregon team. The point spread may be too much. It's up there around 10. That might be too much, but they're not going to win the game. USC's not going to win the game.
10 is a lot, though. I got to go look into that spread. Okay, so will LSU break 90 points tonight against Omaha? Take it or leave it?
I'm going to leave it tonight. They've done it the first 4 games. I think Omaha's a little bit of a step up. It'll be a big game for Marquell Sutton. This is his team. He was a Summit League Player of the Year last year for Omaha. Okay. They don't have him. They lost their first 3 games of this year. They've beaten up on a couple of patsies here in the last couple of games. Not the team they were when they made the NCAA tournament last year, but they're a little bit better than like Alcorn State, who LSU played back on Tuesday. So I think LSU will score in the 80s. I think they'll win the game comfortably. I don't proclaim they will break 90 again. I'm excited to watch the game tonight, going with Myers Man tonight. We'll see how LSU plays. I'll be encouraged if they go out there and score over 90 points. They need to shoot it a little bit better tonight. They are having a lot of success throwing it into Nwoku and dunking on 6'7" guys.
Yeah.
That doesn't work in the SEC. You got 7-footers down there in the SEC, so you got to run some offense. You got to create some shots. You got to make some shots. And LSU right now is not making enough shots. They're doing a good job getting to the free throw line. They're making their free throws, which I like. They're getting Nwoku involved, and he's showing some touch around the rim, which I like, but he's bullying smaller teams and smaller players.
Yeah.
Incidentally, I learned this today as I was going through some research on the Omaha Mavericks. I was on their campus back in June watching LSU practice. That was where I shot the video of Jared Jones taking that late BP before he had that awesome game against Arkansas. That's where it was at Omaha's baseball field, right across from their basketball stadium, or arena, I should say. But I forgot what I was going to say.
You was talking about Omaha.
Omaha. Their second leading scorer. I looked at him. He's shooting 45% from 3, leading the team in rebounds. Like, this is a good player. Let me click on the bio. Shreveport, Louisiana.
Okay.
Guy went to Evangel. He's now playing for the Mavericks up there in Omaha.
I have bad memories against Evangel. They knocked us out the playoffs twice in high school.
Did you tell Hester that?
Oh, all the time. He'd be like, "Oh yeah, you know, football school, yeah." You know how you get. So yeah, forget Evangel. Shout out to 318 though, part-time 318er. Yes. Okay, so moving forward. According to ESPN, league sources expect the Memphis Grizzlies to explore Ja Morant's trade market. Although there is a belief it will be difficult for the organization to get proper value in return for him, could Ja Morant be moved before Zion Williamson? Take it or leave it?
Leave it. I think both these teams are going down with the ship with these guys, and we thought this was a monster draft with these two at the top.
Yeah.
And they have made some plays. Like, they are good basketball players, but you can't trust them.
At all.
You can't trust them off the court. You can't trust them on the court. You can't. Yeah. You just can't. Like, it could be a Thursday and one of them goes for 46.
Yeah.
But then, like, what happens the next week? Who knows? Might be on the court. Might not be on the court.
Yeah.
Might be in the news. Might not be in the news. It was just those two have so much talent, and it's just kind of been like, not a great run. I don't think anybody in Memphis is thrilled with Ja. I know nobody in New Orleans is thrilled with Zion.
Nope.
Trade them for each other. Fresh start. See what happens.
That's like that's a bad problem to another bad problem at this point. Well, also, I will say this, though. I must be just some South Carolina stuff. They're both from South Carolina.
Yeah.
So, maybe, you know what? We're just done with South Carolina people, even though we got maybe some South Carolina listeners out there. Okay. So, Josh Allen was sacked 8 times yesterday and threw 2 interceptions versus the Texans last night. With Will Anderson, Derek Stingley, Kalen Bullock, and Kamari Lassiter, do the Texans have the best young core defenders in the league? Take it or leave it.
I mean, I'll take it. That's really good. Like, Philly's got some really good young players and some good players in their prime. Yeah. But the Houston Texans are a little bit of a blueprint for New Orleans. As far as they got a new coach in there, he's doing a good job. They've really hit on those high draft picks, which you just went through those. That's what you have to do. If you get some high draft picks, you've got to hit on them.
Yep.
You got to get Will Anderson, monster. You got to get Stingley. You've got to have guys that make plays. And Stroud has been, like, he came off like a rocket ship, and then he's been up and down. And obviously they're playing with Davis Mills now, but they're not awesome, but they did get a good nucleus that you can build around. They've got something to sell to free agents and a little bit of money to spend, and they've spent a lot as well. The Saints don't have that right now. That's why I'm excited for Sunday. As I talked about it in my Saints segment, it's like this is a game for Shuck and Devin Neal and Devon Vele and Mason Tipton and Cliff Olave and Kelvin Banks. Like, you're all out there.
Yep.
Go get them. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to need it. We're going to need it. All hands on deck. So, John Summerall's been in the news a lot lately. No, this is not about the Florida thing, but he's been very unhappy with Tulane's recent play. Quote, I'll just be very candid. There's some days I feel like we're one of the bottom 25 teams in the country watching us play. He said, if we want to start feeling comfortable or casual about somebody wanting to vote us in the top 25, there must be a lot of bad football going on if we're one of the top 25 teams. We're average. We're an average team. Is Summerall being too harsh on the Green Wave? Take it or leave it.
I'll leave it. Tulane's not very good. They're not a great football team. Like, they're ranked in the 24th in the poll because now a lot of teams in the Power 4 conferences have lost a lot of games playing Power 4 teams. He played a Power 4 team in Oxford and got beat by 1,000.
And I had him that day, too.
Yeah, and like, they're not very good. They're never very good. It just is what it is. It's Tulane football. It's American Conference football. It's not very good. It's just the way that it goes. And we've got a lot of folks writing think pieces and going on Twitter and talking about, don't cut half the sport out. Well, half the sport is not good enough. They don't have NFL players. They're not good. And that's what Tulane is. They're not very good. So I agree with Coach Summerall.
Good. Okay. Speaking of another coach, will Lane Kiffin make his decision by Monday morning? Take it or leave it?
Take it.
I'll take it.
Like that dramatic pause?
Yeah, you got to think about it, though.
I did not have to think about it. I knew where I was going there the whole way. I do believe he will make a decision by Monday morning. I just don't think Ole Miss is going to let this fester. As I've said all week, and this is our closing thoughts on the thing for the week, unless something breaks in the next 11 minutes.
Yep.
And I think it'll be the last thing I say on it until it's finalized. He wants to coach LSU, and he wants to coach Ole Miss in the playoff, and he can't do both. Nope. So one of those is going to win. The longer it drags out, I think LSU is going to win. If Keith Carter could play those cards right this afternoon or morning, whenever that meeting took place, I absolutely give Ole Miss a chance here. Florida feels confident. I don't sense that, but I'm not in Gainesville. I think Lane makes a decision today or tomorrow. They don't have a game Saturday, so that's important to realize. He makes a decision today or tomorrow, and it either leaks and hits on Twitter that it's LSU today or tomorrow, or Ole Miss puts pen to paper and then bombs it out on Twitter. Those are the two things that are going to happen. If you made me pick right now, I think Lane Kiffin will be LSU's coach. Oof. But easily he can change his mind. Well, easily he can make the other decision. I shouldn't say change his mind. I'm not here to tell you he's made up his mind he's LSU's coach. I'm here to tell you that he can certainly choose Ole Miss, but I'm here to also tell you that he wouldn't have drug Ole Miss through the mud for a week if he knew that that's where he was going to be. So we'll see. I guess we'll pause one more time, take one more time out, come back, finish things up with an LSU Western Kentucky thought and pick. It's the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.
One Bath and Closets. OneBathAndClosets.com is the website. David Duvall and his team, 30 years redesigning and remodeling bathrooms and closets. It's coming up on Christmas, thinking I have no idea what to do. Well, maybe a renovation to bathroom or a renovation to closet space might be something you're interested in. It's outside the box, and it can transform your bathroom or transform your closet. They can do full-scale renovations. They can take out showers, put showers in, take out tubs, put showers in, install a tub. They can handle the flooring as well, deal with the vanity and all the woodworking that goes into that. David Vaughn and his team are one-stop shops. You don't have to call 4 different contractors and figure out how to parse everything together. David handles it. They do big renovations. They'll do something small like a tub-to-shower conversion as well. Customized closets, that's in their bag too. Go check it out at onebathandclosets.com. You can see pictures of their great work and get that free consultation with David. Just a discussion. Here's what I'd like. Here's what you can do. David is happy to help you with that. Financing available 0% up to 18 months if you qualify. It's One Bath and Closets. You can find them online at onebathandclosets.com.
This is the Hunt Palmer Show, brought to you by Quirks, Cajun fried fish and shrimp.
let's just make this real clear, people. I don't need you sending me screenshots of Knox Kiffin with LSU headphones on. I don't need to see it. I don't care. I need real information. I don't need tea leaves. Y'all are beautiful. The internet is just a magical place and the worst place and a great place. And my livelihood is a place and a terrible place all at the same time. Just all about perspective, I guess. No Knox Kiffin headphones for me. We'll see. Going to be the U High quarterback? Who knows? Maybe Catholic High. Maybe he goes up to Zachary. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know where Knox Kiffin's playing football. Might be with the Oxford Chargers. Could be at Nice. That's in Tampa. I don't know what's in Gainesville.
I don't know either.
Tim Tebow went to Nice.
So like American Heritage or something like that. I know that's Florida.
It is in Florida somewhere. But it appears my time is going to come and go without any breaking news. And as I said at 1 o'clock, if that happens, I would consider that a small positive for LSU. I'm not going to read too much into it. That's my nature. I think there are plenty of y'all out there. I just got my buddy sent me some graph, something I never heard of, poly markets or something. I don't know what that is either. I don't know any of that stuff. I just know LSU's playing basketball against Omaha tonight, and I'm fired up for it. Being the PMAC. Me and the Myers man. Chicken nuggets, French fries, ketchup all over the place.
Some cold leanings.
I don't know if they have those in the arena, but there's going to be something cold in my hand. I can promise you that. So I can promise you that. And then we'll have a great day tomorrow for game day, and I'll be on pins and needles for that too. It is what it is. And then I'll be on Sunday hanging out at Swing Easy Golf Club trying to make a hole-in-one live streaming. And if there hadn't been a decision made at that point, I'm still going to be like, I'm going to wear a mic on the stream, so I'm going to take questions on YouTube. So if you've got questions, comments, and stuff as I'm trying to make a hole-in-one like a lunatic, you can do that. So 11 o'clock on our stream on the 104.5 ESPN YouTube stream. Y'all come hang out on Sunday at 11 o'clock. Friday show is brought to you by Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. Get on by Cork's for your dinner tonight. Get a big old shrimp platter, crispy shoestring fries. They got all the sauces you want. Cork sauce is awesome. They've got your tartar, your cocktail as well. You can also get those crispy fried catfish, honey butter rolls. Also got beignet bites, which are really good. Government between Foster and Jefferson. Cork's Cajun Fried Fish and Shrimp. All right, last thoughts. LSU Western Kentucky in this game for tomorrow night. Last Saturday night in Death Valley. Hopefully a huge ovation for all the seniors, and that definitely includes Garrett Nussmeier. I made this plea last week, and I'll say it again briefly, but Garrett Nussmeier is going to go out there on the field, probably with no pads on, with his family, and get honored as a fifth-year senior who's put a lot into this program. He deserves an incredible ovation, and if you're considering something to the alternative to that, I would just strongly suggest you reconsider that. It's just not the time, not effective. He's put a lot into this and deserves a ton. He's the third all-time leader in the history of LSU in passing yards and did a lot of really good things in the purple and gold. But it goes for all of the LSU seniors deserve an incredible welcome in last game inside Tiger Stadium. My hope is that LSU bullies Western Kentucky. I want to see those offensive linemen getting downhill and knocking some hill toppers out of the way. You couldn't do it to Bama, fine. Couldn't do it to Arkansas, okay. Couldn't do it to Florida to an extent, okay, that's fine. But do it against Western Kentucky. Toledo ran for 300 yards on them. Get the ball to Harlan Berry. Get the ball to Caden Durham. Let's see Michael Van Buren function this offense a little bit. I'm curious to watch that from a running game perspective. I'm well aware that it may not mean that these guys are back and doing the same things next year with a new coach and new personnel, but I want to see some running game. And then it'll be a big day for LSU's passing defense. Western Kentucky's going to spread the field. They're going to throw the ball a ton. You got to get out there on the perimeter. You got to make tackles, and let's see if you can't get a pick or a couple of pass breakups from Mansour Delane, beef those stats up for a potential run at the Thorpe Award. I expect him to be a semifinalist. I hope he is a finalist. I hope he wins the award. I think he's been that good this year, and this is the final chance for us to go inside Tiger Stadium and see LSU play this year. It goes by really quickly. I can still remember sweating like crazy for the Louisiana Tech game. It was Myers' first game. It was an awesome day on campus, and you feel like you got so much in front of you. Now you look up, and this is the last one. So for those that are going out there to fire up the tailgate one more time, unload the ice chest, enjoy a day on campus, do that. Season hasn't been exactly what we thought it was going to be, certainly in August, and then after LSU beat Clemson. But this is the last time to go inside Tiger Stadium and see him in a real game till next September. So I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy the pregame show, enjoy the time in the stadium, hearing the band, watching the seniors come out, and then hopefully LSU plays a good football game. My pick for LSU and West Kentucky, I think LSU plays pretty well in the game. I think LSU wins the game by a couple of scores. We got LSU in this one, 38-20. LSU winning by 18. I think Western Kentucky will throw it a little bit, potentially get the ball in the end zone a couple times. 38-20, LSU wins on a Saturday night in Death Valley. We fire out the pregame show at 1:45 over on Eagle. That's it for us this week. We'll be keeping you updated on LouisianaSports.net as things develop over the weekend. Matt will have you covered for the next 3 hours. He's driving you home from Don Juan Cigar Bar on After Further Review. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. I know you'll be watching and listening. Hopefully we'll see you on Sunday from Swing Easy Golf Club. Have a great weekend. It's the Hunt Palmer Show.
The Hunt Palmer Show.